everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. Today is day 5 of our men's clothing series. To recap, this month we'll be doing clothing cards. Last week we did female sweaters, and this week we did men's clothing. And as a recap, on Monday we made this tuxedo. On Tuesday we made this shirt and tie. On Wednesday, we made this vest. I love this vest. I think it's my favorite of all the cards. Yesterday, we made this pullover that has a spot for a gift card. And this was made using the scoreboard. And today, we're going to make this suspender set. The paper I used is a very old, retired paper stack. And it's called Sweater Weather. And I was going for a fall look, and it was perfect. It has the great colors, and I liked the pattern for my pants. It was a look I was going for. So whatever pattern paper you use, just have it be a coordinating colors. So what we need for our card base, this one here opens this way, but the one we're going to make today is going to open the long way. So we're going to make it 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then whatever paper you're using for your pants is going to be 4 1/4 by 1. The paper you're going to use for your suspenders are going to be 3/4 by 5 1/2. And the paper you're going to use for your bow tie is 1 by 6. And we will be using the envelope punch board for that. The buttons are made using scraps of Whisper White paper. And what you'll also need when you pick your pants paper is a coordinating piece of paper just to make these belt loops with. If this is patterned, you can make that solid. If this is solid, you can make those patterned. Whatever you want. It depends on what you're looking for. So the first thing we're going to do is, with a Stampin' Right marker, I have the crumb cake because that matches my my design. I'm going to come in about 3/4 of an inch down, and we're going to make this line just in the middle. All right, so about 3/4 of an inch down, we're going to just make a straight line. Okay. Then next to that, I'm going to turn it this way so that I can see it better. Next to that, very close to it, we're going to make our stitches. Okay? And to make the stitches, we just make little dash lines. This is faux stitching. Now you don't have to go all the way down to the end because the pants will be there. Then we're going to come over and leave enough space to fit our buttons, which are made with a 1/2 inch circle punch. So we're going to come in about a little less than 1/2 inch because we do want the buttons to kind of overlap with the stitching. We're going to come in and make another set of stitches. I'm going to start on this end. And now we're going to make another solid line. And that is going to mimic the stitching on the shirt. Okay. Now we need to attach our pants. So with some adhesive, we're going to take whatever you wanted for your pants fabric. Oh, sorry. First we have to put our suspenders on. I'm sorry. So we're going to take our suspender paper and we're going to start at the top. And you can certainly have your gentleman wearing thinner suspenders if you don't want to go the 3/4 inch. You could go the 1/2 inch. Anyway, I went with the thicker ones. I'm going to come down. Now we're going to attach our pants right over that. Flush it to the end. And if you have anything that overhangs like this, just come in with your snips and trim that off. Okay. Now to make my little loops for the belt, I took a little piece. It has to be 1 inch long so that it will fit where the pants are. So I wanted to have these two little brown stripes as my belt loop. So I'm just going to trim that off. So when you're picking your paper, just check to see, you know, what you can cut out of it. Or, I mean, like I said, you can also do it in solid. Doesn't have to be patterned. This is just the look I was going for this card. So it's difficult working with these tiny little pieces. Okay, so, and to attach them, what I did was I used a mini glue dot and put that in the center of each of the belt loops. That way it'll raise up a little bit. But then I put a glue dot on either end of it. So when I put this on my pants, the Stampin' Dimensional in the middle will give it a little lift, so it'll have some dimension. So I'm going to put that right there. And there we go. See the little dimension right there? It's not much, it's subtle, but it makes it stand out so that it looks like it's an actual belt loop. Do the same, excuse me, with the other one. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so there's our belt loops. Now we're going to make our, well, first we're going to make our tie so we know where to put our buttons. So for this we need the envelope punch board. And again, this piece of paper is 1 by 6. So we're going to line it up at 3 and punch. Turn it over, line it up at 3 and punch. Now we need to trim these edges. And in order to do that, we're going to put this just, if you see this line here, this piece right here, just outside that. Okay? And then for this side, we're going to do the same thing just outside that little. See, so you're trying to get this shape so that it will fit behind the bow like that. Okay? And if it doesn't work perfectly, it's not a problem. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So we also need a little strip of paper, oh, just a sliver, that's the same pattern as the bow tie, because we're going to make this front little cover up over there. Okay, so to attach our bow, we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to break the fibers down so that it has some dimension to it. Okay, so we're going to add a dimensional on either end. And then we're going to bring it back and line that up. Okay, now we're going to take our little piece of coordinating paper and we're going to put a dimensional on either end. Then we're going to just put this right in the middle and we're going to wrap it around. And there we go. There's our bow tie. How simple was that? We could have used the bow tie punch, but the bow tie would be a little too small. So now we're going to add some glue dots to secure the bow. And like I did yesterday or the other day with the bow tie, I'm going to put some in the center as well as under the loops, just so that it has a little bit more stability. And then I want that to be right about there. Okay. This suspender should probably be over a bit, but that's okay. Now we're going to make our buttons. Each button is made up of 2 half-inch circles, so I need 8 of these. 1, 2, 3. Great way to use up some scrap paper. Okay, then we're going to attach these together. I'm going to use my my tweezers. A little bit of glue. And attach them. Do the same with this one. Line it up. That's just to give it a little bit more thickness. And now we're going to, with our plum cake magic marker, this time using the thick end, we're going to make those 2 little dots in the center of the button to mimic the thread, the little buttonholes. They don't have to be perfect. And the last one. Now I'm going to attach those with some mini glue dots because I liked the idea of having them stand up a little bit. So with my pokey tool, I'm going to add dimensionals on the back of all of my buttons. And now I'm just going to put my buttons on my shirt. One down the bottom and one up at the top, and then these 2 equally spaced on the inside, middle. And there we go. There is our cute little suspender card. I think that's adorable. I hope you like it, and I hope you've enjoyed this week of men's clothing cards. And if you have any questions at all about this project or any of the other projects from this week, certainly contact me at my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And I hope you will join me next week as we make some fun apron cards. See you then.